This is Soph,
This is Rich
and we are from across
across
the
the
pond.
pond. Richalicious. How was your week?
Yes, Soph, Soph Loaf. What's
Sophie
going
loaf.
down?
I ain't heard that for ages. Do you know what? I haven't actually been on TikTok for a while. I've been living it in the fast lane. Something's got to give. And unfortunately, TikTok, well, as much as I go on there and have a little flicky every now and then, if I've got a spare 2 seconds, I haven't actually created
I do a
anything.
couple videos here and there just to sprinkle that I'm still there.
Normally, I have a whole heap in my drafts. So if I haven't got time to do any, I'll just drop one from there so that my algorithm keeps up. But I haven't even done that lately.
What?
What? Here's hoping my
Mama
millions
making,
of fans are still there.
Mama making, Mama making power moves.
Right.
How
was your week anyway?
How was your week? Are you asking me how my week was?
Yeah.
Ladies first. You know how we roll. Ladies first.
Well,
How was your week?
Alfie was off school, half term. So we went to we tried to go to different parks. Found a couple of new parks, one in Gerrard's Cross, what's got like a woodland walk. So we went to the park, went on a walk, been to the shops, been to the shopping centre. I mean, Alfie changes his mind more often than he changes his pants. We got in the car with the understanding that he wanted to go to the park. On the way to the park, we drove through the town. He saw the big sign for the shopping centre and he said, Eden, then he said, first of all, sorry, before that, he saw a Sainsbury's truck and said, Sainsbury's? Sainsbury's. I said, you want to go to Sainsbury's? Yep. I said, okay, we'll go Sainsbury's instead. As we were going over the flyover, he saw this big, massive sign for the shopping centre. Eden. I said, Eden, you want to go to the Eden instead? Yep. So in the end, we went to the shopping centre instead of the park and Sainsbury's on that day. But yeah, we've got about a bit, as you do.
That little boy is awesome.
Living our best life.
Yes, he is living his best life. I have some troubling news.
Oh, Lord, have mercy on my soul.
I mean, are you done with your week before I go into my spill?
Oh, yeah, mainly, just the usual work, home stuff, home life.
As you know, I started a new job. Last week, I got to a fender bender. And I left the scene.
What's a fender bender?
Well, I drive a tractor and trailer. The trailer clipped a guardrail and damaged it. Damaged the trailer a little bit too, but damaged the bridge. So I called my boss immediately and was like, hey, look, I hit something, yada, 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 but I'm good, still drivable.
ATP yawn.
ATP yawn. And he was like, okay, don't worry about it. Hours go by. And next thing you know, the state troopers are calling me and was like, were you even going to report it? And I was like, sir, I just started this job. I didn't know who to call. It was early in the morning. It was before my first stop. I didn't know what to do. I called my boss, yada, yada, yada. End result is I'm getting 2 tickets in the mail.
Now, is that the same as here? If you get a ticket here, you get points on your license, plus you have to pay a fine.
Yep.
How many points you getting?
I don't know until I get the citations.
How much have you don't know how much you've got to pay either?
Nope. That'll be a topic when it comes in the mail. Because the guy was nice, he was fair, but then he had to tell me the truth, because I left the scene, it's considered a hit and run, even though it was property damage and not another car. You know what I mean? Another car, you stay.
Oh yeah, listen, when that ticket or them tickets plural drops on the map, that's going to be our show, because your road things are different to ours here, and that's what the whole point of this show is about. Differences across the pond. So as soon as them tickets plop on the map, boop, that week we are on it like a car bonnet.
Mm-hmm. So he was like, pay attention to your mail. I'm gonna have to give you 2 citations. And I'm just like, all right, man. So then I asked him 2 tickets. That's pretty much what they are, just tickets. And then I asked him and he kept beating around the bush. I was like, well, let me ask you a question. Like, who am I supposed to call? Like 911? You know what I mean? Because like he was like, well, you're supposed to call us. And I'm like, if I'm in a different part of Pennsylvania and I don't know the police number, like, am I supposed to just call 911? He's like, yeah, just call 911 and they'll connect you to, the local police or whatever the case may be. So lesson learned. There goes my first paycheck.
Well, I'll just clarify for people. You said you drive a tractor trailer. That over here is just a van, a truck with a trailer. A tractor is what goes on a field and plows it here. I'm sure you don't drive a tractor.
Yeah, tractor is a truck. And then you have the trailer that connects to it.
Yeah, no, a tractor here is just in the field to plow up the corn and wheat and stuff.
Oh.
So yeah, just for this side of the pond, you don't drive a tractor, you drive a truck.
Yeah, truck and trailer. Is that better?
You would be there for days doing one stop if you drove a tractor. It only goes at like 10 miles an hour.
Oh, well, anyway.
Okay, so also on this.
That was my week.
Back to this side of the pond, this week stroke weekend, we had Queen's Jubilee. So when I say she gave us 2 days off, obviously it depends where you work, whether you get the day off as a holiday or not. So Thursday, Friday, we had holiday because today marks 70 years that she's been the Queen. And I'm sure that's the longest reigning monarch. So it's a platinum jubilee. There's been like concerts going on, street parties, fairs, yada, 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 so It's all been going down. ATP did share a post about her yesterday.
I did see that.
We did see that, yeah. Yeah, so that's it really. Other than what's been going on in the news over there?
It's sad to say, we did talk about this topic, but we're still having more mass shootings. It's just sad. They just had one in Philadelphia, which is right down, I call it right down the street, but it's in Pennsylvania. So it's just getting really ridiculous.
Let me just say, on last Sunday's show, that is what we did talk about, right? Now, I did say to you, I bet you any money tomorrow on the news, something's going to be said about it. I screenshotted it. Do you know what the news headline said? New York is to raise the minimum purchase of a semi-automatic rifle to 21. My point with that is, quickly, because I don't want to spend too much time on it, a semi-automatic rifle ain't the only gun that you can purchase. So why are you going to raise the limit on one type of gun and not another? And why only in one state? So yay, thank you, NY, but that's not good enough.
Yeah, it's not. It's really getting a little, well, I wouldn't even say a little. It's getting out of hand. And it's getting nicer. And the way the weather is, I feel like growing up in this city, the warmer the weather is, the more dangerous it starts to get.
Really?
Because, everybody's outside, everybody's, active. Wintertime, not so much. Spring and summer, watch out.
Wow, who knew? So it's a seasonal thing. Okay.
I feel like it. That's just my opinion, but I'm just saying it's getting a little out of hand. That's what's going on in the news.
Okay, well, in the news over here, Prince Andrew got stripped of his titles and had to pay £12 million compensation for things with those young girls.
Right.
It was in the news this week. In light of recent events, Prince Andrew won't go to any of the Queen's Jubilee services because he's got COVID. I smell something and it smells like BS.
It smells a little fishy.
Smells a little ishy, right? So yeah, he hasn't got COVID. He just didn't want to get lynched and ruin his mum's day or week,
Yeah,
whatever.
he didn't
So,
want to overshadow his mom's day
but
with.
just tell the truth, man, and say he ain't coming because he's disgraced the family. He's disgraced the name, the family, the country. Kick him out, I say.
Yeah.
Anyway, the main news story that's going on or was going on, you asked me last Sunday, has the trial ended? And I said, no, sir. The trial is now ended.
Yes. And I am so happy. But the Johnny Depp trial has ended with the verdict of both of them getting money.
Well, she's got to pay him $15 million.
And he got to pay her $2 million.
Okay, so surely then that means she's just got to pay him 13 million then, because what's the point in him giving her 2 mil for her?
That's what I said. What's the point? Might as well just give
Here
him
we
13
go
mil.
though. We've got the official JD statement after it ended. I am and have been overwhelmed by the outpouring of love and support and kindness from around the world. I hope that my quest to have the truth be told will have helped others, men and women, who have found themselves in my situation, and that those supporting them never give up. I also hope that the position will now return to innocent until proven guilty, both within the court and in the media. I wish to acknowledge the noble work of the judge, the jurors, the court staff, and the sheriff, who have sacrificed their own time to get to this point, and to my diligent and unwavering legal team, who did an extraordinary job in helping me share the truth. The best is yet to come, and a new chapter has finally begun. Veritas nunquam perit, truth never perishes. Johnny Depp.
Yeah, I'm telling you, yo, Johnny Depp's the truth, boy.
I'm glad he won. I think not only
it's a one up for all men, period. Because you always get a bad light when it comes to domestic abuse, verbal abuse, all this other stuff. Guess what? Women do the same stuff.
And you know what? Also, there's a lot of women out there that cry wolf and get away with it. So I'm glad he won. I was Team JD from the beginning. Whoop whoop.
Whoop whoop.
Whoop diddly whoop 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 whoop.
And guess what else? Right before we end the news, monkeypox has hit Pennsylvania. But scare tactics do not work anymore.
I tell you what,
I'm not taking another shot.
Best not to go out. Just don't go out. Is that what they're offering? Another jab for pox?
And guess what? I'm not doing it.
You know why that is?
I took all those shots and I still got COVID.
Listen, the amount of people that have reduced, that don't want the booster and have stopped having COVID jabs is getting less and less. So they say, I know, let's say we got monkeypox instead and get them to have the jab, then they'll come back again. And we can just put that stuff that was meant to be for COVID in that jab and inject it in them.
Yeah, I'm like this. No, it ain't happening. I done took all the shots.
I mean, let's not be ridiculous. I'm not saying it doesn't exist. But have you ever heard such a balderdash in your life? Monkeypox. And it's like big lumps on your skin.
Blisters. Ooh. Yuck.
But I've never heard of it in my life. Not saying it don't exist, but it's just ridiculous. Anywho,
today
we're talking about one of your favorite subjects today.
We're going to be talking about movies and remakes.
Right, because
are remakes as good as the original?
You haven't done it yet. You're going to see it today. I have been to see the new Top Gun movie.
Top Gun Maverick, yes.
Rubbish.
I can't. Hold on. I'm trying to make a straight face here. I cannot comment because I've not seen it yet.
Top Gun is a classic movie.
Classic.
Right, a classic blockbuster. If you're going to remake it, you have got to blow it out of the water. Let's not get it twisted. There's a couple of good scenes when they're upside down in the planes and put and whatever, but it's predictable. It takes way too long to get going and then it's over.
Oh, well, I will have to beg to differ when I see the movie. You will
Well,
get
that's
my
going to
comments.
be our movie review for the radio next week, so we'll drop it on the show. But
Yeah.
I just think sometimes when they've got an absolute classic like that, leave it alone, man. Leave
Leave
it
it
alone.
alone.
And you know, the other one I thought was you had Bad Boys, right? Love the film. Bad Boys 2. And that wasn't too bad. Them two were good. 20,000 years later, they say, I know, let's make a Bad Boys 3. They should
Yeah.
never have done that.
Well, I ain't gonna front. I kind of like Bad Boys 3. I thought it was really
It's
good.
not
I
even
mean,
in.
it was a little outdated because of the simple fact of the matter is, when was the last Bad Boys, movie came out? Say about 15, 20 years later, they come out with another one. It was successful, but I feel movies should be left alone. So
Exactly.
this is where we're going to jump on the topic of Disney. Disney,
Oh, you're going straight from films right to the jugular with the Disney. Okay.
I'm going right to the jugular because Disney has seemed to find a way to remake movies that are classics, and some of them are good, and some of them are left to be left alone. And
Okay.
I'm gonna say it.
When you when you say remake, you mean when they do a live animation with people, not
Right. Well,
okay.
when I say a remake, is they take the same movie and they bring it up to date. There's several movies that Disney has done, and instead of saying remake, they say live action.
Mm-hmm.
It's a remake. It's the story hasn't changed. It's a remake
So
or a
far for
reboot,
me,
or the new words are reboot, remake, live action.
the only one they've done that I can 100% say I love, which is my favorite Disney cartoon and is my favorite Disney live action remake, whatever you want to call it, Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast is okay. I cannot disagree with Beauty and the Beast. I'm
Okay.
not a big on musicals, but
Okay, hold on.
there is a couple of musicals I do like.
Okay, hold on. So you're saying when are they actually going to make a good Disney movie?
I'm not saying that Disney can't make them. I'm just saying, like, it's time for some new blood, like some new ideas need to come floating out of Disney. I feel like
Okay.
you got the Lion King, Mowgli, Jungle Book. I mean, they got like 2 or
Tarzan.
3 live action. Tarzan. Then you got
Mulan.
Beauty and the Beast, Mulan. Did I say Lion King already? Dumbo.
Oh yeah.
And some of them are hit or miss, and I'm feeling some type of way. And if we want to go even further, there was a movie that just came out that was a remake of back in the 80s, starring Drew Barrymore, and it's called Firestarter. And they have the new Firestarter with Zac Efron, as playing the dad. It was terrible.
I don't understand why they can't make some new stuff. Like, why is it all a remake? Like, how many Charlie and the Chocolate Factories are there? How many Craze film are there with the Cray twins?
I love the Cray twins. I like the original way better.
The original is always, don't get it. Tom Hardy one is okay, where he plays both of them. It's okay.
Not like the original, though.
No, that's what I mean. You can't touch the original. So when are they going to make some new original stuff and stop jumping on the bandwagon or something else and trying to think they're making it better, but they're not?
Yeah. And again, Disney is coming out with another reboot, remake of Pinocchio. If I see another Pinocchio movie, I'm
a live action one, you mean?
Yes, starring you know who? Tom Hanks. If you put Tom Hanks on it, you know it's going to be good. But still,
Tom Hanks is in another one. Oh, Elvis. They've just made a movie about Elvis.
Yeah.
And do you know what? That's because they did.
How many Elvis movies are we gonna have?
Listen, do you know what it is? Because they done Bohemian Rhapsody with Freddie Mercury. They did Elton John, and now that's what they
Aretha Franklin.
right. So when I say they're making new movies, they're just getting people to do things. Michael Jackson will be next. Watch it.
That would be dope. But they have had a Michael Jackson movie. It just didn't do too well. It was on regular TV.
But do you know what though? I know we're talking about remakes of movies. I think it's the same with music. When are they going to make some decent music? They keep remaking and rehashing old songs. Like at the minute, there's an old Mariah Carey one, like, and an old Ashanti one. Like, make your own music.
Yes. What's up with the originality? Are we losing it? Are we losing originality?
Do you think we are, or do you think people see something that was successful and made money and they just trying to jump on the bandwagon to, you know what they say, why reinvent the wheel? Just get on it and amend it.
Now I'm gonna tell you there's some remakes, music-wise, that are really good. And there's one that I didn't even know.
Okay.
She remade it and it sounds amazing. Rihanna did a what's girlie's name? Nikki Sixx? I can't think of the woman's name.
Okay.
She used to play with Fleetwood Mac.
Okay.
Rihanna did a remake of one of her songs, and I thought it was amazing. Dixie Chicks did the same thing with a Fleetwood Mac song. Amazing job. Not too many.
I'm not going to lie, a bit like the
too many
films.
people.
It is hit and miss, and sometimes there can be good ones. But what I'm saying is why are people so fixated on remixing something old when they should be doing I'd want to be known for an original. What happened to wanting to be an OG?
Right. I don't know. And the thing that I like now, I do like spin-offs.
Mm.
And what I mean by a spin-off is like you take one movie and then something out of that movie stands out, and they take a movie and they make another one based on the characters. Okay. I'll give you an example. Mm-hmm. Rocky, I was so done with Rocky, but then they have a spinoff,
Creed.
Which is Creed.
I love Creed.
And Creed is amazing.
Isn't number 3 coming out soon?
I hope so.
But do you know what I like about Creed, right? Like you say, it's a spin-off. So Sylvester Stallone is still in it, but he's not the main character, but he's still in the background. So they haven't tried to remake it. They've just branched off and expanded it a bit. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Who else has done it that was really... Hobbs and Shaw from the Fast and the Furious?
Oh, no, I haven't even watched that.
I loved it.
No, I haven't, because you know me, I'm a Vin Diesel #1 fan at heart. Don't try and spin off from Vin. It ain't happening. So I haven't seen that.
Yeah, Hobbs and Shaw was really good. I liked it. And and you knew it was a spinoff. So it wasn't like a surprise. I mean, it was predictable, great action. It fits right in line with Fast and Furious.
But is any of the other characters actually in it? Does it actually refer to them? Do you actually even see them for a couple of mins?
No.
Well, that's what I mean. At least Rocky and Creed, it still touches on the original.
Yeah. But then they're doing these reboots, which is the same thing as a remake, but they're bringing it to... We got a new Predator movie coming out. I'm over Predator.
How many of them are gonna do, man?
And this one doesn't even say Predator, it says Prey. That's it. People, we like originality. Now, I'm so looking forward to this Top Gun movie, but listening to you, now I've heard some good news about it. I'm gonna have to see for myself.
Well, yeah, that is the thing. Everyone, it's just my opinion, folks. It's just my opinion. I mean, I will say a lot of people have had the same opinion as me. Why am I not surprised? Yeah. Sorry, I'm just...
Why am I not surprised? I just feel like We need some originality, some original
Right.
movies to come out.
Listen, Steven Spielberg, I know Idris Elba has done some directing. Any directors that are listening out there, get some original content and don't just make it, don't just
Yeah,
pluck a pop
man.
star out and say, let me do about their life. No, man.
Yeah, man. I
Oh,
love
hold
biography.
on though. You know, there was a remake that was better than the original, and that was A Star Is Born with Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper. Loved that. But
Oh, I have to disagree.
you want the Barbara Streisand one?
Heck yeah.
Oh
You
my
know,
God.
Barbara Streisand is an icon. I mean, yes, it was a good remake, okay? But I would not say it was better than the original.
Okay, maybe I should have watched the original first then, but that original was hard to watch. It was very slow, long. Oh, God, it's a bit painful to watch if I'm
To
honest.
me, they were the same. It was the same movie, just different characters. And then they expanded on certain characters that they didn't expand on in the first one. But the first one, Barbara Streisand kills.
Again, on ATP, we agree to disagree across the pond. But
Yes.
with Beauty and the Beast, I remember watching it with my cousin, like mine and Larissa, me and my cousin Larissa, like we always go to the theatre or cinema together, and we both love Disney. And funny enough, when my aunt passed away at Christmas, I went to stay with her after the funeral, and we watched the live action. And there's a bit where all the things are singing and dancing, the cups and the Mrs. Potts and Chip and all that. And just when Beauty and the Beast are getting it together, and there's a bit where she says, like they're trying to take him away so that they can leave them two alone to have a little smooch and a dance. And the cup says something, and she says, "Come on now, Chip, off to bed with you." Anyway, I said the line. The film didn't even say the line, and my cousin laughed, and she went, "Yeah, they've cut that line from this film." Like,
Yeah. I'm telling you, sometimes some movies are left to be left alone, just like some songs are left to be left alone. Like, I'm gonna tell you, some people they should not try to imitate. Whitney Houston, don't do it. Luther Vandross, definitely don't do it.
hell to the no.
Michael Jackson, definitely will never be another.
Every man and his dog tries to be
Prince,
perfect.
another one. Prince, another one. I wish somebody would come out with Purple Rain. Prince, I mean,
No,
Genuine
hold
came
on.
out with Dove's Cry, and it was
Even
terrible.
if they don't use the lyrics, they always use the beat, the backbeat. Like the song came on the radio the other day, and I went to start singing a Faith Evans song, right? I went to start busting out the lyrics. All of a sudden, it's a completely different song. It's just the beginning beat that's the same. And I'm like, whoa, like I've totally got the wrong song, even though they sound exactly the same.
Genuine did a Prince song, I think, when Doves Cry, and it was horrible.
But there are
You
sometimes
can't, there's certain songs you just can't touch.
But there are people that do remakes. Like I went to that JoJo concert the other week. She remade a Drake song, and her version is so much better. So much better. And also there's this guy called William Singe. Have you heard
Well,
of him?
Drake stole it from someone else.
Have you heard of William Singe?
No.
I'll have to forward him to you.
No.
He only does covers, but normally they're like a cappella, but they're so good. His versions of songs are better. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, some people can shock you and be better than the original in music.
Mm.
But if we go back to movies, hit or miss, like Firestarter, definitely a miss. I know Drew Barrymore is probably laughing in her dressing room, like, I can't believe they made that movie, didn't even put me in it. Ha, 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 ha.
They did say at one point they was going to make another Goonies movie, but they haven't, and I really hope they don't.
I hope they don't. I hope they never. Goonies is my favorite movie. I have the Goonies plaque on my wall in my office. That's how much I love Goonies. Okay? I got a Highlander sword. If they make another Highlander, I'm gonna be upset because the original Highlander and the series was great. There's just certain movies you just can't redo. Now,
Okay.
oh, I have to backtrack a little bit. They didn't reboot it. Well, yeah, they rebooted it. They made it different. But Star Trek, the new Star Trek was pretty good. You know, I'm a sci-fi junkie. Star Trek was pretty good.
Not for me. Not for me. Like, okay, for example, when we watched that film in our movie review, 365 Days, I
Yes.
said that's like the cheap version of 50 Shades of Grey. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's a three-parter. A girl off the street who's not very well to do bumps into or works for a rich man. They fall in love, have sex. He drags her up, marries her, yada yada yada. Like, think of something original, man.
Yeah, man.
I
Just
would
a
hate to
ripoff.
say, I'd hate to have a movie, music, or do any artistry like that for somebody to say, oh, yeah, it's okay, but it's the same as Rich's or it's the same as somebody else's. Do you know what I mean? Who wants to be? Okay, I don't know if
Yeah.
you've got it over there. Have you got that saying over there, keeping up with the Joneses? Do you know what that means?
Yes.
Right.
But you know what also I don't like? But you know what else they've doing? Which Netflix should be ashamed of themselves. They have the heist. Remember the heist?
Mm-hmm.
Successful. You know they got a new heist out now. It's called Heist Korea.
I saw that, but what I was saying, sorry, we had a bit of overlap there on the technical connection. So
Okay.
there's a saying, right, called keeping up with the Joneses, right? You know that,
Right.
which basically means when somebody's copying what someone else does, it's because they want to be them or they want to be like them, right?
Yeah.
I
They
always
try to
say,
one up.
yeah, I always say, don't keep up with the Joneses, be the Joneses.
Look at you.
Original all day, every day. Be
All
the
day,
Joneses.
every day. Be original.
Be the Joneses. That's what I say. But
Yeah. So for all you people out there who like reboots and remakes, I think you should go back and watch the original first.
and
And
can
then
I just make a dropper before then? Actually, before we, because
go for it.
I can tell you're drawing to a close. We had our show actually for a few weeks, and then we had a copycat. Do you remember all them years ago?
Yes.
All them years ago, virtually the concept was similar, but the layout was exactly the same.
It's
What have you
exactly the
done?
same.
News, subject, yada yada. And we were like, hell to the no. Like,
Imitation is the best flattery, but
so they
you can
say,
only
but
deal with the original. You can only deal.
do
Look,
you
you
know
can
what?
only deal with
Do
the
you think the way
original.
I look at it is the person who did the original, you worked hard for the idea, you worked hard to get the concept up and running. So yeah, I get that they say copycat is the best form of flattery, but don't forget about the OGs that did all the hard work in the first place to allow these copycats to take your stuff, man.
Yeah.
And hey, I also get it. Like, if you always say, if we're going up, we're taking people up with us. But boy, we worked hard to get this show up and running, and then just
We
for
sure
somebody to
do.
sweep
We
in,
sure do.
boy, you was proper hot under the collar about that. And I just remembered it at the last minute when we were just talking about copycats, thinking, yes, we had the same thing.
Yes. But we have persevered and we are still here.
2 years in the making, nearly 2 years. 24 months. I don't even know how many days because I can't really work out the maths that quickly. 365 times 2.
It don't matter because we're
800
going
and
to keep
something.
going.
800 and something.
Yeah, we're going to keep going because that's what we do. But yes, for all you people out there who are movie fans or series fans or music fans, let us know how you feel about remakes, reboots.
Yeah, and let us know if you've watched any that we haven't mentioned that you think definitely remakes better, or they should have left alone.
Or they should have left it alone. Or if you feel as though the reboot or the remake was better than the original, we would love to hear about it.
Love it. In case we missed it, we might not have seen it.
Yeah. There might be a reboot I haven't seen.
Which I doubt
Hard
it, because
pressed.
you watch it before it's even finished being made. So I doubt
That's what
that
I'm
very
saying.
much.
Hard pressed to see that. But there are some movies out there that slipped by me. Not too many. Not
Excuse me. I just think before we go, because this week's movie review was a rom-com from chick flick from Netflix called The Perfect Pairing. I think that they need to, in that genre specifically, particularly, whatever way you want to say it, I can't say that word, they need some new ideas. Do something original other than boy meets girl. She likes him, he likes her, but they don't get together. Yeah, they're going to get together in the end. There's got to be some original content, man.
Yeah. Well, everybody loves a good love story.
Apart from you always moan about chick flicks.
Yeah, I do moan, but I'll watch them. But I ain't a big fan of them. Too mushy for me. So, as we always bring it, don't forget to click like and subscribe. And
Follow,
we also
share,
have
comment.
merch for you. So, as we always end the show, this is Soph.
This right here is Rich.
And we are from
across the pond. Rich, I'm going to see you on Wednesday for our weekly meetup. We'll see everyone else on Sunday for another jam-packed, fun, serious show. Yepper.